I was going to make a build guide video today that would be sort of like an all Intel build, but while making it, I just realized I can't recommend any parts right now because of the prices. It's just ridiculous what PC parts are costing right now. And look, I'm in South Africa, so I see South African prices, but I know it's a worldwide issue. I was going to do something like what would have been before, maybe like a 15,000 Rand PC, which is not a small amount of money for a computer. I mean, that's more than a PS5 Pro, right? And that should be a capable 2K gaming PC, if not 4K for that kind of money, if you look at what PCs cost a couple of years ago. But it's just not possible right now if you're buying new. Let me run you through the parts that I was going to choose and going to make this build guide on. You have to take relatively new parts, right, like recent parts, and this Intel upgrade bundle here is relatively recent. It's the Core Ultra 5 225F, which is on the new Intel chipset 1851, and it's so expensive. So this is what would have been 5 years ago, you know, just like a good upper middle end part, right? The CPU specifically. Same with the motherboard. It's a nice looking motherboard, but it is relatively lacking if you're looking at the features. I don't even see. Do we even? So we have one NVMe slot on this. We have very lacking I/O here. Just a couple of USBs, 6 USBs, a display port, an HDMI port, and a normal Ethernet port. So this is what would have been a couple of years ago considered a budget motherboard, right? And it's 16 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of DDR5 RAM, clocked at 5600 megahertz, which isn't even that much faster than what DDR4 topped out on. And this is 10,000 Rand. It's 9,700 Rand, which is like, you know, like $700 or something like that. It's insane what these parts cost right now. So you have this, you have these parts, and look, I know Evetech maybe isn't the cheapest shop out there, but I was going to do an Evetech build guide and I can't do it. So you have your base 10 core CPU here, which it's good, you know, it's not bad at all. 10 cores, it's no slouch. It's a good CPU, but it's not close to being the newest or best thing on the market. You've got your 10 core CPU from Intel. You've got your 16 gigs of memory, which is not enough if you're going to be building a gaming PC at this price. And you've got sort of like a budget motherboard that doesn't even have Wi-Fi built in. Then looking at a graphics card that 5 years ago would be considered again middle high end, we have the 9060 XT 16 gigabytes. So it's a good card. It can definitely play most games at 4K 60 FPS, but not all. You know, you'll need the bigger brother for that. And this card is again 9,000 Rand. You know, okay, graphics cards have never been cheap. You know, that part is true. I think this card actually offers a relatively good value. It is a little bit expensive, but this is the one part where it hasn't become that much more expensive, and with the upscaling technologies and everything available right now, maybe the value is a little bit better than what it was, because you can just do much more with it because of all the technologies that have been made available since. And I mean, 1,600 Rand for a 512 gig SSD, that is not even a middle of the road SSD. It's kind of like a slow SSD. You know, 5,000 megabytes of write speed and 560 megabytes of read speed. It's not even a good SSD really. It's not even a good NVMe drive. It's not like a bad one, but it's not one of the best ones, but not even close. And so this is now what I've bought 2 terabyte SSDs for this price. So, you know, memory in general is it's insane. You just can't do it. I don't know how these shops make any money these days. One of the parts that remain largely unaffected by the costs, power supplies have been relatively stable in price, and that's one thing that I am grateful for, because I had to buy one like 2 days ago and was the same price as this, very much a similar unit, the MSI unit. I just chose this one randomly because I've seen this GameMax brand and I haven't ever used it, so I'm curious about it. This one seems fine. It's an 80 plus bronze, 650 watt. It seems fine. Not a bad value in the case of the power supply. The case itself, the chassis, again, same brand, GameMax. Don't know about them, but they seem interesting. I feel like case's value has increased for the price. So that's one thing where computing has actually done us a bit of a favor. I think there are just so many case options now, and the cases are cheaper than what they were when I was younger, for sure. Cooler Master cases back in the day used to be like 2,500 Rand. I mean, the case I'm using is 2,500 Rand, and it doesn't offer much more than this one. So case value has gone up a lot. Prices have come down a bit, so that's one thing to be happy about. But it's not the part that matters when you're talking about performance. You do at least get fans as well, so you don't have to buy extra fans. So again, this is one thing where the value is relatively good. Moving on to the liquid cooling, this is largely unaffected as well. This is pretty much the same price it's been for the last decade. Again, I don't know this brand well. I'm just curious about their product, so I took a look at it. And yeah, this is more or less the same price as an MSI cooler or a deep cool cooler or whatever it is that you want to go. Maybe the more premium ones like your Lian Li or Corsair items will be a bit more expensive, but for the middle of the road stuff, it's not a bad price, 1,000 Rand more or less. And this PC is sort of equivalent to, let's say 5 years ago, a PC that would be maybe something like a 3070 and a Ryzen 5700X, that sort of system. But 5 years ago, that sort of system cost maybe 10,000 Rand less than this one. So the value is just really not there. And I wanted to do build guides again. I wanted to get back into it, but right now with these prices, it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. I've got the calculator open here, and this PC is 23,394 Rand, which is more or less $1,400. It doesn't make sense. I think the value just really isn't there. So if you are looking at building a PC right now, I would say consider secondhand parts and consider maybe waiting a bit. There's no guarantee that prices are going to come down again, but they can't go up much more because the ceiling has already been reached in terms of prices. There's just nowhere to go. No one can even afford these prices, right? So it's not a good situation right now. PC building is in a bit of a tough spot. But look to your second-hand markets. Look for communities with rating systems so you can trust the people that sell. And yeah, just get some solid advice. Look for some solid deals and maybe just wait for big sales before you buy anything. Another tactic right now is, of course, buying pre-built, right? Because those offer a bit more value than what you would get from builds like these. It used to be the other way around. It used to be that pre-builds were the bad value. Now we've come to a place where pre-builds offer more value. So it's just an indictment of where PC building is, I guess. So my advice, wait for a big sale. Don't build a PC right now, not at these prices. But if you need one right now, take a look at your second-hand stuff. And if it's just for gaming, maybe just consider like a console or something, because this is just too difficult to justify. What do you think? Did you recently build a PC? Are you looking at building a PC? Let me know down below. I'd love to get your take on the situation currently. I thought prices were coming down again, but in South Africa at least, it's not looking too good. I'll see you in the next one.